Okay, well, welcome to Facebook Live. My name is Brian Cain. I'm here at the Caterpillar Edwards Demonstration Center. Today we're going to do a walk around a new machine delivery for my buddy Chris over here.
How are you?
So we have a 259 D3. We're going to talk a lot about kind of maybe some new features, some different features that he may not know about from his other one. And then we're going to talk about myparts.cat.com. So with that being said, now we're able to order parts online, have them shipped to our shop, have them shipped to directly at home wherever we need them. And then also stay tuned for some promotions at the end. We've got some giveaways, some certain things to do. But my friend Betsy, she'll take care of all that. So we'll go ahead and get started.
I'm really excited about this one. Looks a lot nicer than the last one I had. First thing I see on this is the bucket. Looks way different. I had teeth on it, and it was a little bit smaller. What's the big difference here on this?
So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the bucket. This is kind of, it's not a brand new design. We like to call it a performance series bucket. So we have, a lot of times you'll see these, they got the curvature on them like this. That kind of is a giveaway for a performance bucket, but mainly we have the floor. So the floor is a little bit longer on these. So what that enables you as an operator, you're able to mainly get into the pile, maybe get into the dig a little bit more, a little bit sooner. And then this helps you retain the material. A lot of times you see these buckets now too, a little bit lower profile in the back, a little bit longer on the front. Sometimes operators are able to see those a little bit more.
Okay.
You talked a little bit about the cutting edge, right? So you had teeth on yours.
Yeah, my last one had teeth on it. Why does this have a cutting edge on it? What's like the difference on it and everything?
So with this, we got the bolt-on cutting edge. We're able to flip that over if we need to, right? So if you start wearing this out, it's a flat edge. So if we're going to grade this floor, we want to make it nice and smooth. We want a smooth edge. And it all depends on where you're working at too. So do you work in like sand material or clay material or rock?
Mainly a lot of sand.
A lot of sand?
With, yeah.
Yeah, so with this here, you're able to kind of put the cutting edge, smooth edge right here. You're able to use that rather than teeth. So that way you have a much smoother edge. But we're also able to replace these, right? So we're able to put some teeth on there if you need them.
Okay.
We're just taking these bolts out. They've got all kinds of different GET or cutting edges for these that would definitely be useful for you.
So how do I know when I need to replace that cutting edge?
With these cutting edges, typically you can see kind of, we want to do our walk around the first time every day. Once it gets back to about within a ½ inch right here, that's when we want to replace these.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the thickness of the cutting edge, they say. So if it's like 3/4 of an inch thick, then you'd be back 3/4 of an inch. These are also flippable, so you can take these and flip them over once you wear this side out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see this. What's the purpose of this right here?
So that there is like a side cutter. So a lot of times you'll see these machines and you have the buckets kind of wore down. Depends on what you're doing with machine. If you're always, I'm going to say, maybe digging just as wide as the bucket, or you're corner loading the bucket a lot, you're always taking that corner out. So on your old machine, was the bucket square or was it kind of rounded in the back?
It's a little square.
Little square? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great looking bucket then. A lot of times you'll see them, they're kind of rounded in the back. So these cutting edges can take some wear off of that part, and then that way you don't have to replace the bucket.
Oh, okay.
So you're able to replace these cutting edges for sure, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Anything else on the front of the machine?
No, I like it. I like the options of this bucket. I think I'll be able to do some good work with it.
Well, that's good. All right, so we'll come around here. We'll talk a little bit about the undercarriage.
So the first thing I noticed is the track. My old track was really knobby. This has like a lot of the little thin slats on it. What's the big difference between there, like performance-wise?
Performance-wise, depends on the material. So you mentioned you were in sand.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're from around here in Central Illinois, we're here in Edwards, we have a lot of snow too. So we have a lot of cold weather also. So these here perform maybe in some muddy or slick weather plus the snow. They're going to perform better. A lot of times they had, I'm going to call knobbies on here, and they were here and here and here. So it may, once you get on some hard pavement, if it's icy, things like that, you may slip a little bit more. And then if you ever, do you work on a lot of pavement at all?
No, not so much.
Okay. So a lot of times when you work on pavement, these are a lot softer.
Okay.
So if you have the other style, sometimes it's a little bit harder. Okay. But as far as the lifespan on these, they're mainly the same as the other ones would be. They all have a metal inside with the rubber on the outside. Depends on your application also. So typically it's about 1,500 hours or so, but they could they could last a little bit longer. Depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
So with this track offering, again, we have many different offerings. We're able to, if we need to replace these tracks, or like we need to replace our sprockets in here. So typically, a lot of times you see customers, they want to just replace the tracks when they wear them out.
Mm-hmm.
What happens a lot of times, your sprockets, they'll get kind of a pointy on them, right? So then it's going to wear out inside of here also. So rule of thumb, a lot of times when we replace the tracks, when we replace the sprockets, any rollers that you see damaged, okay? So we're able to order those on the app too, or on the online also. So the myparts.cat.com, and then you don't have to go anywhere to get them. They could come right to you for sure.
Oh, come right, ship right to my job site then?
Right to your job site or your shop
convenient.
or wherever you'd like.
That.
Yep. So that's a little bit about the undercarriage. Again, you always want to inspect it, kind of look at it. Just make sure that, and the other thing I like to always point out on these, so we have this nice and clean for us today, right? So a lot of times we get a greaser back here on these. So do you even know, did you ever see that on your old one?
Nope.
Right? So if it's all covered with
doesn't
mud,
have any grease in it right now.
Probably not, right? So that's kind of a wear item too. We always want to look at those, keep the tracks nice and clean, so that way we can find our grease points for sure. The other thing, in-cab air filter. You ever check those?
Nope.
No?
I think I need to read my OMM a little bit better.
You might want to, right? So again, these are kind of Caterpillar prides itself on these machines. The inside air quality, it's very tight inside as far as the air that you're going to breathe. It's always going to be inside, and you're never going to get the elements from the outside. So it's very sealed cab. So this is your first line of defense, right? We've got this filter here. It's a replaceable filter. We have one on the outside. We have one on the inside that you can get to also.
Okay.
It's your first line of defense of the contaminants that are outside that you are going to be breathing in.
That's probably why my cab smells.
It could be. Well, maybe your air conditioner, right? What if your air conditioner doesn't work? First thing you're like, oh, it doesn't even work. Well, you may need to get some air in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on this side that you can think of or maybe notice or anything like that?
No. I mean, it looks good. I like it. I like the added features of that track now. With being in sand, it's really loose material, so having that added traction will be good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll come to the back of the machine here, and we'll look at maybe a few more things that we can talk about. All right, so is there anything anything that you notice on here that may be different or anything else that you'd seen?
No, I see the service placard here, and that shows where all my grease locations are, or what is all that?
Yeah, so we have the service placard here. It all depends on how clean the machine is too. So a lot of times when it's in the dust and the dirt, right, a lot of this is covered with black stuff. You can always wipe it down with a rag. But if you follow this diagram around, it shows you exactly where all your grease points are on the machine. So we talked a little bit about the one over there on the undercarriage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you kind of look at this placard, you're able to carry that around. And right here, we have the sign for grease, and it's pointing right here to this greaser. So then the circle, if you follow it around, it's going to tell us like how many hours we should be doing this. Okay. So 10 hours, 100 hours. And the same with the filters. So if we don't know where a filter is, it's going to show us where those filters are at. So we're able to look at those and get those replaced at whatever hour we need to.
Okay.
It's a really nice diagram. A lot of times you see it, maybe they're covered up, maybe they're all dirty, but yeah.
Okay. Well, where I'm at, sometimes when it gets really dry, it's really dusty. My air filter gets clogged like a lot, and I have to blow it out. And eventually, I just got to replace it.
Right.
Is that something I can do on that app that you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. So the myparts.cat.com, we're able to, again, this would be beneficial to you if this is like a one machine you own, or maybe you own multiple machines for sure.
Okay.
But you can put you can find out the part number on this machine right here, right? We have that. We can enter that. It's going to pull it up, and then you can have it shipped to wherever you like.
Okay.
So just because we need it today, right? We're going to, as we do our walk around, let's like, wow, we're kind of getting in some dirt. Maybe we're kind of up on the hours. We can also find here, like how many hours we're supposed to replace it.
Okay.
So that way we can have it, shipped to us. Maybe we have a one on hand. So the next day we can keep running for sure.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we kind of covered most everything that may be a little bit different, or maybe some options and some GET, some filters to talk about. So I think our good friend Betsy has some stuff she'd like to talk to us about some promotions.
Thanks, Brian. Hi, everybody. This is Betsy from the myparts.cat.com team. Just wanted to let you know about a really great offer we have going on, exclusive actually for the Cat at Home viewers. So for those of you joining from the continental US, if you head over to myparts.cat.com, you can get a free cat hat. Same cat hat that Brian and Chris are rocking down there by the machine. And you also will get 15% off anything in the filters, GET, or undercarriage categories when you spend $50. So you just need to enter the promo code HAT15, HAT15 at checkout. And check out the comments below for the link and all the details for that promotion. And I think with that, that would conclude our session for today. We thank you for joining.